of Rasheed Wallace saying that when he was with the Washington Wizards, when they were going into their play-in game against the Indiana Pacers, he said that Russell Westbrook was the best player in the NBA. Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. Today we're going to talk about this new hire by the Lakers of hiring Darvin Ham. So I like the hire. I think it's good. You know, I always say that the best route to go as to get a new coach is to get a young former player than like a new coach, a first-time young former player that's been in the system for years. I think that's the best way to go because it's hard to get a former player off the street, a la Steve Nash, versus getting a former player who's been an assistant coach for years, Willie Green, Udoka. All right. So you go that Steve Kerr, you go that route, get a former player who was an assistant coach for years because they need a coaching experience to see how to form a game plan, stuff like that. That's the best way to go. And Darvin Ham has been in the game for a while. I mean, he's played in the NBA. He played in the NBA for 8 years. He played 1 year in Spain, overseas. He played for the Bucks. He played for the Bucks. He played for the Detroit Pistons, the Nuggets, the Wizards. He played for a few teams. So, and he played with some good players. I mean, he was with the Bucks when they had Ray Allen, they had Sam Cassell, they had Red, they had Robinson, Glenn Robinson. They had a team, And then he go to Detroit. He wins the championship he actually made the playoffs twice with the Bucks, and wins the championship with Detroit. So he has that championship pedigree, even though he didn't play that much. I mean, to close that game in that Detroit and Lakers series, he actually played like a minute and 30 seconds, closing out the game. He got him a little rebound, but hey, he was around that championship team, so he know what it takes. As a spectator, which like I said, those are the best coaches. Steve Kerr wasn't a star player. Tyronn Lue wasn't a star player, right? So, and look how Willie Green wasn't a star player, and look how they all turned out. So, I like this hire about the Lakers. Now, a lot of talk has been about Westbrook, what he's going to do with Westbrook, and people are saying like, "Oh, he's just saying the right things in the press conference because he praised Westbrook, he praised him and everything." I don't think he just saying things just to say the right things. He's a new coach. Start there. He's a new coach, first time coaching. And last thing you want to do is fluff up the media. Is to say something that you know is not going to happen. That's number one. So I think everything he said in his press conference, he meant it because he would never took this job if he didn't know what was coming towards him. So he knew Westbrook was going to be on the roster. And I'm pretty in the interview, they said every person they interviewed, they asked him, how are you going to fit Westbrook? So he has a plan in place to fit Westbrook. And then he said he talked to Westbrook multiple times. And the number one word was sacrifice, which I love, So, and I think Westbrook is willing to sacrifice. I think he really is. I think we put too much on Westbrook. He did have a bad season, but I do. And then Westbrook put a lot on himself too by not taking responsibility of his poor play. That's what he has to do. And I think Darvin Ham is going to talk to him about that, about how he approaches the media. I'm surprised LeBron, not saying he hasn't, but I'm surprised being around LeBron, Westbrook haven't changed that, So I know LeBron James excited about this new hire. I mean, he said he talked to LeBron James, and after talking to him, he wanted to start training camp right away. That's how excited he was, So I'm happy for this. Now, another thing, he hired Rasheed Wallace as his assistant coach. Now, there's a video going viral right now of Rasheed Wallace saying that when he was with the Washington Wizards, when they were going into their play-in game against the Indiana Pacers, he said that Russell Westbrook was the best player in the NBA. And then it was confirmed. He said Westbrook was the best player in the NBA. It was confirmed because he said, no disrespect to KD, no disrespect to Kyrie, no disrespect to Steph. I'm like he really meant that. So I'm not saying that Rasheed Wallace won't be a good assistant coach, but it's a big coincidence that they hired him. I think, when he made that statement a year ago. Now he did play with Darvin Ham. Like I said, he was on that championship Detroit Pistons team. Rasheed Wallace was a very important piece to that championship run. So I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I don't know about his coaching style. I definitely looked it up. But I don't think he ever been an assistant coach. So this will be his first time being an assistant coach. So and then Darvin Ham hasn't really constructed his whole roster yet. So we're looking to see what who else he's going to add. They did relieve some other people that were already on the staff of their duties, included Fisdale, so that they would no longer be coaching with the Lakers. But I like the hire, man. I like the hire. He said the number one thing they're going to improve is the defensive end, and I think that's the best way to go. Every championship team has a great defense. Look at the NBA Finals today. The two teams are in the NBA Finals. Guess what? Are Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics, number one defense. Golden State Warriors, number two defense. In the conference finals, all four teams were top six in defense. Mavericks, Golden State, Boston, Miami. So in order to go far in the playoffs, you have to be a great defensive team, and that the Lakers were not last year. So, but the Lakers had to reconstruct that roster. They gotta put Darvin Ham in a better situation, and don't do him like they did with Frank Vogel last year by putting this roster that don't make sense. No, you got no shooting really, and then the shooting you have, they can't play defense. So they got to do a better job with that roster. All right, and then he did say him and Pelinka, we'll get together and they'll reform the roster to the best of his ability. Because he mentioned in his press conference, Giannis was able to be Giannis because of the roster of the people here. They built a roster good for Giannis, and Ham understands that. And I'm pretty sure before taking the job, they discussed potential pieces they could probably bring in to help the big three. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I do think that they are very, very capable of making the playoffs, even though the West is going to get way better. I mean, you got Golden State, you got Minnesota coming back stronger, Dallas coming back stronger. The only team in the West I can see not coming back stronger, Utah. But every other team in the West I can see getting better. I can see Golden State definitely getting better, right? I can see Memphis getting better. I can see Denver getting better. I can see, the Mavericks getting better. I can see all these teams getting better. I can see who else? I could definitely see, like I said, Minnesota getting better. I can see the Clippers getting better. Kawhi's coming back. I can see the Pelicans getting better. And the Suns. I think the Suns and the Utah Jazz will take a step back. But everybody else, they're going to get better. Shoot, Kings. You feel me? I mean, I'm not saying we're the playoffs, but the Kings will get better. Going to an off season with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, we're just throwing out there. But the West is going to get a lot better. And, yeah, we're going to see what happens. So, good. Hey, congrats to Darvin Ham. He come from Michigan. Him and Draymond Green from the same area. It's funny, right? From the same high. Then they went to the same high school, if I'm not mistaken. But Darvin Ham is from Michigan. He's a former player. He's been an assistant coach for years in the D League, assistant coach with Bud, assistant coach with Mike Brown, stand-up Sacramento Kings, so he's been around for a while and he earned his spot as a head coach. So great job to you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And we'll see what you'll do next season with these Los Angeles Lakers. And that's all I have for you guys today. And I'll see y'all next episode. Hey, thank you for staying to the end. Before you leave, we have one thing I want to tell you. We have something called the Jersey Giveaway. We're looking to get 1,000 subscribers by June 21st. So once we hit that milestone, we're going to give out 5 jerseys of your choice during the giveaway once we hit the milestone on June 21st, 2022. So once this video is over, just go in the comment section, type in hashtag Jersey Giveaway, and you will enter the raffle contest. So thank y'all for cooperating. I appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next episode.